ready? Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Time to play the game! It's all about the game, and how you play it, all about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can play it, it's all about pay. And who's gonna make it? I am the game, you don't wanna play me. I am control, no way you can shake me. I am heavy debt, no way you can pay me. I am the pain, and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, ready to run like a Cleveland bitch from a smoking gun. I am the game, and I make the rules. So move on out, you can die like a fool. Try to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over, sucker, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget there's a price you can pay. Cause I am the game and I want to play.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday night. Welcome to Arcades Anonymous. This is the 23rd episode. I hope you guys have brought tons of energy. We'd love to hear you in the chat. Let me bring in all my co-hosts here. Phil, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing good. Mike is in the house. What's going on, brother?
What's happening?
Chaotic, man. You look good. You look refreshed. You look like you are perfect, man.
I'm healthy.
That's great to hear. Joel, man, what's going on, buddy?
Going. Living the dream.
All right. And Matt, man, it's good to see you this week, brother. We missed you last week, man.
We're all back. We're all together again.
We're all together
About
again. We're
time.
here. So before we get the started show, Phil, you hit 1,000. How you feel?
For like $1 million. I want to thank everybody for subscribing. I really mean it. Thank you very much for watching, for being here tonight, for being with all of us. It's a great feeling, guys. I can't believe it.
Yep, congratulations, man.
Yeah, you deserve
dude,
it, buddy.
We're excited for you. We're excited for getting to see you continue to grow and whatnot, man. It's awesome. Awesome stuff, dude.
So we're going to do a giveaway on the 16th. So 2 weeks from now, right here on
Arcades Anonymous. Yep, you don't want to miss out on that show. We'll start plugging that show soon. Get everybody here to do it because we got a lot of good stuff to give away, right, Phil?
That's right. A ton of stuff.
Ton of stuff. I
Like
gotta get
a two-player NBA Jam control panel.
Yeah. And I can't wait to do that show. That's going to be a fun show for sure.
Killer Instinct Cab, right? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome
yeah.
show.
So Mike doing some good stuff yesterday. So I don't want to spoil everything yet, but there's a ton of great stuff. And we're going to do it right on Arcades Anonymous.
It's going to end up being like a 2-hour show, isn't it?
Probably so.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's a 24-hour stream.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I guess we'll need to talk about backstage about how we want to set this bad boy up, but we'll get it squared away soon. So can't wait for that show. So guys, it's been a crazy hectic week. Feels like nonstop. 1 minute you get something, and the next minute another leak comes out. So that's the topic of the night: is the leaks of Arcade 1-Up. So I guess we need to start with the big one, the Arcade 1-Up Atari 50. So I want to go kind of around the horn. We'll start with Matt, man. Did you see this cab?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's not from me, but the value of that given cab, there's a ton of games on there. And so I was surprised by it. Actually, I think it was Chaotic who showed it to us. So it was like Friday night, and he just dropped it in our text. And Like he just, little found he's just all in his, doing his little detective thing, and he found it. But no, overall, I was surprised, but I think it's a value added cab. Am I going to buy it? Probably not, but I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was just searching Wayfair just to see if there was any specials or any deals, and I was seeing if there was any open box sales going on, because usually it'll shadow drop one or two on there, open box at a cheap price. That's how I got my Class 81 for like $169 on there. So I was just going through there, and at the very end, where all the sold out stuff is the picture of that Atari 50th.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I shared it to you guys. I was like, wow, what is this? And I don't know. I didn't see anybody else posting about it at all. So that's what I
For the record, Brian broke the news. He texted us.
He did.
And
Sure did.
Yeah.
He found it first. Like I can vouch for it.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I think the Atari 50 could be entered into some sort of race car race. Skinned like a race car.
It's
I was
funny,
looking for all the sponsor logos all over it.
We thought that was the 80s cab, and it turns out it's an 80s cab, but it's not the real 80s cab. I think Zohar is pretty sold that it's track and field.
Yeah, I saw that video. He convinced me.
Yeah, he convinced me too, and I think he got it out. I think he got it out of Travis on accident. So good job, console.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't sold that was the 80s cab. Considering, I mean, we've already gotten that 80s cab in a lot of ways already.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah, but they were talking about it being something brand new, something we'd never had before.
Yeah.
And that would be it, especially if they if they leaked out a track and field stool at one point, on Walmart. Yeah, have to think they were going to revisit it.
And you got to think there's going to be a lot more 80s titles coming. I mean, they know it
has to be
300 they release at a time. I mean,
yeah.
What is a container, Phil? I mean, what do you think? Coming
A
from
shipping container?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Cost wise?
500 cabinets, 1,000
in a container. Because it's got to be cost effective for them, right? So it's just like what's the minimum Qbert, for example, you could put on there without having to sit around like KI Pro, right?
Yeah, I mean, you probably could get, what is it, 1,500 to 3,000, depending on how they stack it and whatnot. So, I mean, there's tons of options of what they could put in that container. They could combine it with something else and order very little, but I'm sure they've got a...
Doesn't seem right to have a stool for track and field, though. I mean...
But you just need a pencil, don't you?
You're already just
the purpose, right?
You're pressing buttons with your fingers. To play a game about running and being physically
You better
fit.
not be sitting down. You need an anti-fatigue
How much more
mat for
lazier
that
can
one.
we get? We need a stool to sit there and play it too.
It's going to be a pro.
Yeah, I was trying to find a good image of this cab, and I'm not having much luck here. Let me see if it's someone I think saved a link to it. Unless one of you guys have it. No,
I don't have it. It's interesting though that it's before 1985. Like, I mean, if you look at Console Fanboy's video today, there's a ton of different. Like, you see Contra, you see Qbert.
There we go.
Donkey Kong.
I mean, guys,
Mario.
it could be anything really that was in that list.
Yeah.
Oh, Contra, man.
It's a Konami title, Mike. I mean, when I saw that, I go, it's very possible it could be Contra.
Yep, it could be. It'd come out of nowhere. It'd be like right out of left field.
I think there's money to be made with the Contra cab.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, that could be a dark horse. I mean, could you imagine the start of 24? Contra, I don't know. I think we see a lot of 80s cabs next year.
I mean, they got to tug on they know that we are the main people that are buying. They gotta do that. They gotta appeal to us. And a lot of us don't want 90s titles or early 2000 titles. We want 80s. So hopefully they will. They'll a suit to us. Hopefully, at some point they have to if they're going to continue to sell cabs to us.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on the outlook of this cab? I mean, I think it looks pretty sharp. I'd love to see how that marquee looks when it's lit up. But what's your initial thought of this? I mean,
right.
they
Did they
definitely
get the
went with
blacks?
deluxe.
Did they get the blacks right, or is it going to be like the Class 81 where, I mean, the only thing coming
You
through
can see
is
through the
yellow on
black.
that marquee.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that marquee looks. But I love the shape. I love look at the angle of the deck there. I mean, I think it's a good looking cab.
The coin door is really low.
Yeah, it does look pretty low.
What do you guys think of that?
I think it's because of that 50s logo. I think that 50s logo makes it look lower than it actually is. That's just my take on it. But
it looks like it's about where it normally is on most of the cabs.
You think so? It just seems like it's
So,
lower.
yeah, they have that gap kind of between there underneath the control panel and the coin doors usually. There's quite a bit of space, it seems, between there.
Yeah, it's so hard to judge. All of mine that have coin doors have a riser, so I have no point of reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, guy. I'm looking at Blitz right now.
Yeah.
It's about 20 inches, 24 inches from the bottom of that from the floor.
You have Mortal Kombat down there? No.
Just 4-player cab.
It's definitely different. I think it was a huge missed opportunity that they didn't launch it. They didn't launch this last year with all the Atari 50 stuff. So I mean, that's quite a bit of confusion. And I think, it's kind of artwork only a mother can love. Either you really love it or you really hate it. And I think, there's those guys that are traditionalists that love the look of the original cabs and want, original art. But then, I can see where they were kind of going with this. I mean, it's kind of in your face a bit, though, with all of it. They probably could have, definitely toned it down a little bit. We didn't need, 4 or 5, spots that are reminding us that it's the 50 cab.
Well, the thing is,
probably could have reduced that down a bit, but I mean, I can see how there's some people that would like it, it's celebrating the 50th anniversary or whatever, of Atari, and it's something different. It's not like here's your marquee title and we're gonna solicit that. It's it is what it is. It's the Atari 50, okay, but again, it's kind of a miss by not releasing it last year. And it's just kind of like, well, why?
Yeah,
because it's a deluxe. I mean, were they holding it because of that?
they had to have been.
Probably, right, because or else the cat would have been out of the bag on the deluxe.
Technically, it's an 80s cab with an unreleased title. Like, there's nothing been called Atari 50 yet, right?
Right.
Just Atari Legacy. Like, they didn't like whatever 80s cab's coming, start at 24, it's a bonus cab. Like, they said they were giving us an XL, they said an 80s. Even though they said this wasn't the 80s title, it's still an 80s, it's still a new 80s cab. I mean, if you think about it.
Right, because the games, it's got a unique lineup of games on it, right?
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, this is different than I don't have an Atari Legacy. This is a different lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then also you're getting those 2600 games that are supposed to be extra on this cab as well, aside from the 14. So you're going to have tons of games on this cab. It's basically a multi-cab at this point.
Correct.
Because it's got so many games.
Fit great in somebody's game room or somebody's basement, that's picking it up, that wants some sort of a multi-cade cabinet that, oh yeah, I remember Atari's games. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, we'll have that in the basement for something for people to do.
Yeah.
And the thing is in most of our rooms, guys, we have no room, right? So any arcade is going to be on either side of this thing. We won't see all the artwork anyways. You're just looking at that front part of it.
Which means they have to get that marquee looking good, and their track record's not that great right now, especially with black marquees.
Right.
This is going to end up next to a ton of Pac-Mans and a ton of Wheel of Fortunes. they're going to be shoulder to shoulder with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it looks nice, and I know what you're saying, Joel. Too many 50s. I mean, look at that. The screen alone, you got 4 from one angle. So I mean, it just screams. But I don't know. I would be okay with this cab if I had the room for it, but I don't have the room for it, and I can play all of these games on my ALU. Why? There's
Well,
no
that's
really
the thing.
incentive to buy this.
Yep.
If you don't have an ALU, is someone who's itching to buy a cab right now? Like, there's been really nothing new. The sales
Yeah.
haven't been like what we thought. Itching to buy that. Like some people are just going to rush in and say, I'm going to get a review done on this and just and be the first to do that. I mean, there's going to be people that want to get this right away.
No doubt.
And there's got to be plenty of people that are going to want to buy this. I mean, look at all the people that are wanting to buy the Casino Cane now.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into the Casino Cane. I'm disappointed about that.
Chaotic, what do you think about this cart? I didn't hear much from you, brother.
You're good. Look, I've said it in comments on YouTube pages before. What I would change about the artwork is I would have done like some kind of like graffiti style or mix of the different games that are on the cabinet, featured on the cabinet, on the side, or something like that. I don't mind, like a 50th anniversary on the bottom front kick plate, or something like that. But the sides I would have done more with. I don't personally own anything Atari except for the Star Wars. So would I be interested in it? Absolutely. Not at the price that they're offering, so I'll wait till it goes down. But it'd be something cool to have in my room.
I highly doubt that they included it, but a real cool feature and bonus would have been if they would have had some of the content from the Atari 50 game pack that they include with it. I mean, that was one of the big incentives of why I picked up Atari 50 for the Switch, was just all the bonus content, the behind the scenes of just the history of some of the games and the facts and stuff. I think it would be really awesome if this had that, as like a nice celebration of, Atari in 50 years and stuff. I would be extremely shocked if they included that, but I think that would be an ultimate cool piece of included with it, to really make the cab, something special.
But supposedly they did add 20 plus Atari 2600 games on here.
Yeah, there was a number added, I think.
It was 40 something.
Yeah, 40 something. You're right. So
you got the 14, and then you got 40, and
they didn't say what the games were, though. Correct?
True.
Nobody knows that.
No.
Right. I mean,
I'm sure it's just a bunch of ROMs from the 2600.
right.
Yeah.
A potato can run that though, right? So they don't have to
honestly, yes.
emulation.
It's one little chip in that board is all it is. I mean, it's nothing major. So,
yeah.
So aside from Chaotic, is anybody else possibly going to pick this thing up?
It's just ugly. I'll be totally blunt. It's ugly.
Yeah.
That's your
Reskin it.
Yeah, that would be the thing. Like it would be a reskin project if I were to get it, and because I mean, the games are enticing, and even though I could play any Atari game possible, I mean, it would still be cool to have in the arcade. But it's just
I mean, it has joysticks, spinners, and trackball, right?
Yeah, Biggie summed it up.
It has everything.
But so does an ALU, right? So, for the same price point, you can get an ALU.
Yeah,
probably make.
I'd rather do that.
Yeah,
I'd rather do that.
It's better looking. I've been saying this 75 times than the Kith cabinet.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, absolutely.
That marquee on that Kith, I mean, it just steers me away. Besides the $1,000 price.
I mean, I'd rather have the look of this in my game room than an ALU. I'd rather have the internal guts of the ALU inside this. I prefer the look of this than the look of the NAT games as far as the outside aesthetic look of the cab. It's just.
I mean, it's a unique look, guys. If you stare at it long enough, I don't know.
And like
Grow on you.
if you squint a little bit,
It's
It'll
like the
grow on
old
you.
Dodge
They'll
Ram.
get
You have to
cut.
stare at it for a while to really get to love it. No,
I don't hate the cabinet. I don't have a place for this cabinet personally.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Mike,
could
what
do
would-
more with my space. I could definitely utilize my remaining space better, I think. So this one would probably be a
How would you
pass.
reskin this, Mike? How would you change
It would
this
be
up?
one of the games on there, like that right below it, like that asteroids looks pretty cool. Something like that. You know what I
So
mean?
you would do an asteroids, or you'd pick
Probably something like that. Yep. Because I'm all about the arcade, the title specific cabinets.
I like Crystal Castles too.
Yeah, I mean, there's
didn't know
Okay, I
other
forgot that
options
was
they could
on
do
there.
with this for sure. It's just kind of, it'll be interesting to see how it does, when it actually comes out, and see what people actually.
I mean, and maybe P Dubs has a point. Maybe they will, like they did with Turtles. Maybe they'll release it again in a year
same
or
game
so
list.
with just a different skin on it, and
Yeah, I mean
that
that's
would not be a bad idea for them.
I mean, they are the kings of reskin, right? They can reskin something
Learn that,
20 times. So
Well, they sell wood. They're in it to sell wood, right?
Correct.
they're in it to sell wood
Furniture.
for sure.
Part
I
of the
mean,
board.
yeah, it definitely. When I'm looking at it, value per square foot, it definitely has more value to it than the Tempest cab or the Casino
Sure.
Gate.
That's fair. That's fair to say.
At least in my book.
And Sam's right at the right
Something that
price.
has
Yeah,
to
we would all pick it up.
Something that has to take up space in my arcade, which space is a premium. It's starting to become. If I have everything that I need except for 3 cabs, and it came down to Tempest, Casino Cade, Wheel of Fortune, or this. And I needed to fill a spot. I'd pick this.
I figured you'd go Wheel of Fortune, Joel.
Now, just have a hard time.
Come on, Vanna still got it.
Spelling ain't my thing.
Well, that's a good segue. Let's talk about the casino cab. So, go ahead, Mike. Give me your thoughts and feelings on this while I bring up a picture of it.
Okay, so obviously this isn't for me either. I mean, it looks kind of cool, I guess. It reminds me of like a slot machine, which I'm sure that's obviously what they were going for.
Mike,
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Did you not get the memo? We're all supposed to love this thing and want it now.
I must have missed that. But yeah,
Talking
again,
trash
it's
about the
not for
Casino
me.
Cade, that was last week's show.
No, was it?
Yes.
Now we've all. See, I'm a week behind. I was on vacation. I missed
There you
all of it. I'm just seeing it for the first time. No, if they could hook this online and allow you to wager with real money, that would be a totally different story. I think.
I don't know.
would probably.
That's so dangerous, Mike.
Oh, I know.
Dangerous
I know there's
story.
zero chance that would ever happen, but
Matt, what do you think?
It's not my jam, and so even the people that visit my house, it's not their jam, right? And so yeah, it's just no. There's the whole notion. If you don't have anything nice to say, just stop. So I'll stop. Yeah.
What about you, Chaotic? What's your thoughts, man?
Look, I showed my 70-year-old mother a picture of it, and she said, "I'd rather have a Miss Pac-Man. Can I have your Miss Pac-Man?" I said, "No. I'll get you your own Mrs. Pac-Man when they reskin another
see, that
one."
looks like one of those cabinets where you would actually have to use those little back wall anchor things.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's
Like
right.
it looks like you that thing would just tip right over.
Did you see that Best Buy had? Did you see that my
I
last
did,
video? where
Phil. That's what made me think of that. Yeah, I've never seen anybody ever use those things.
No.
I never.
That's why they're included. They're included just for Best Buy.
Like if they just
Best Buy's the only one that puts them together for
stop
people.
putting those out there, the cabinets prices could drop $100 on the material that they would take.
You could have a light up marquee, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right, P-Dub says confess. Who ordered one?
They sold out. So somebody here,
No,
And
they're
everybody
back.
in the chat.
somebody
anybody in
here
the
has
chat,
to have gotten
They're,
one.
they're
Somebody
back on
needs
Dun,
to
dun,
pre-order.
dun.
They already sold all 6 P-Dubs?
That's all the nursing homes in the United States. Pick one up, maybe.
I mean, look at this thing. Look at this thing. I mean,
you
that
can
side.
see the problem is you can see the separation there from the bar top. If you zoom in on it enough, I mean, it looks cheap, guys. And the worst thing is that's, guys, it's a countercade on a stand.
So they said the bar top was already pre-assembled. You just have to build the base, right?
Right.
It's the pedal thing
Brian,
at the bottom. Has anybody ever figured that out? I mean, what is that?
The what, Joel? The pedal?
Yeah,
that little front piece.
I think that's just to help balance it.
Yeah,
that's for when Buy stuff comes out with a mod for it.
Nah, it's a sewing machine, right? So when your grandma's done with it, she can flip up and her sewing machine comes out and she can sew on it.
Oh.
I mean, look at this.
I thought maybe it was to where you prop your walker up on it.
I mean, technically that's supposed to be for your feet while you're standing at it, but who does that? Does anybody actually do that?
You have to get awfully close.
I mean, I don't know. That's just.
Yeah, they're selling them somewhere. People are ordering them. I thought I saw a blip or something that Tech Buzz ordered one. Didn't I see
MG said he bought 9 for resale, which is probably an accurate statement, I would say. Looks like Biggie is trying to get one Casino-cade, so that'll be interesting to see.
I know Cornercade said he was buying one.
I mean, to be truthful, right?
I think Andy bought one.
He said his friend bought one and he's going to let him do a review on it.
People still watch the review though, right? We may not want it, but we'll watch somebody review it.
Yeah, we'll watch a review.
Well, sure. You know, the thing is Retro Lizard said this in Discord the other night. $299 should be like the highest. I agree with that. It's a $299 cabinet. If it was $299, I'd be tempted right now, just to have it. But I don't like that the screen. Guys, it's a countercade screen.
It is. It's a 10-inch screen on a platform.
I just want it for the lights.
You know, just give me.
Yeah, it would look.
First of all, they should have just gave us the Partycade. They should have just gave us the Partycade to test the waters of this, to see if it was going to do what they wanted it to do, and give us that 17-inch BOE monitor that we like.
It still would have been a $399 Partycade.
$290. It would have been $299.
I would have paid $299 for a Partycade just to try these out, just to see if it's worth it is, because we are talking, different type buttons on the front, and I know they're just little plain box buttons, but still, just having this, it makes sense, but I just don't like the way it looks. I
don't see it getting much play either. I mean, I look at that games list, and those games are, they're cell phone games.
They are.
There's no nostalgia for sitting at an arcade or standing at, with your nose in the corner to play these. This is something that you enjoy sitting on the couch or something, or waiting
it's
in
a 10-minute game.
Doctor's office or something, to play on your phone. I'm not down talking the games list at all. Some of them look like they're fun and people would enjoy them and stuff, but they're games that you want to play on your phone. You don't even want them on a laptop or anything, because you don't want to be sitting or standing playing those games. You want to be in some sort of a relaxed, I'm going to sit there and play them while I'm waiting in the car, or waiting in line in the shopping mall or something, or shopping center or something,
Jason, that's the comment of the day. Help, I'm gaming and I can't get up. Hilarious. They're hilarious. I don't know, guys. I mean, MG was asking P-Dubs about his coin pusher. If you have a coin pusher, or you have a lot of those fun, quick games that you can get into, this kind of makes sense for that. But yet again, give us the Partycade version first, test the waters, and then come out with this later if you really have the
yeah, I mean, if you ask the masses, list 500 arcade games that you would want to see made. I don't think there would be any one of them that would come up with something like this, Like, it's not their target audience.
Unless they're trying to get,
But that's probably what they're trying to do. Yep.
But
branch out.
Partycade would have been the way to go. Right?
Partycade would have made more sense.
But yeah, I just struggle to. Like I said, I don't know.
I think a real replica slot machine would have made more sense, or a coin pusher.
The
But
base doesn't.
Yeah, or a key title of a slot machine and with all those games on it or something, something that you put in your arcade so it looks like a slot machine. It looks nice when it's lit up, and it's room candy, and occasionally somebody might play it, but I don't know. It's just there's no interest or nostalgia for a Wheel of Fortune casino cab. I don't think for art of sitting in a room, for decor purposes, and like I struggle with the games. Like I said, I could see a lot of people. I think my wife even included would like some of those games. Those are probably some of the games that she plays on her phone. But I struggle to see purchasing this. I would be shocked to see her with a bar stool pulled up and sitting there playing them.
I mean, if I saw this out somewhere, I would probably go play it just to check it out. But that would probably be it.
It wouldn't surprise me that next year they reskin this into a Jeopardy.
Yeah, and then have the same game list on it.
Yeah, because they pretty much put Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy on together on everything, like console related. Like you could buy a Nintendo Switch version of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy together. So it wouldn't surprise me they put Jeopardy on the next one.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with B-dubs. $2.99.
Yeah, $2.99 is fair.
It's tiny screen, Yeah.
I mean, I do have to give it a little bit of credit. I think they did do some interesting things that top, the actual circular wheel. I think that's kind of unique to them. I mean, I can't think of many other cabs that have that kind of flair without going,
right.
Third
Does
party.
that part light up? I wonder.
But what do we know? We're saying $2.99. They're selling the thing for $5.99, and they sold it out. So
I don't think it's sold out.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that. Do you really think that they sold these out? Honest opinion.
No, I went back on to Best Buy just to look, and you could still pre-order today.
So that was a glitch.
You think it was a glitch? You're calling shenanigans.
I don't know.
And you go, I'll try to go on right now. Because the last time I looked.
Yeah, I have a hard time thinking that they sold out. That just blew my mind.
I don't know. See how controversial this is?
Yeah, I mean, that would suggest that there wasn't that many to begin with. You know what I mean? Maybe they're releasing them in waves or something. I don't know, but
it's funny how controversial this is for everybody. Everybody's like, I hate it, and some people say I love it.
Is Best Buy the only one that has this right now, Brian?
Yes. It's pre-order at Best Buy only right now.
We could do it right now.
Okay.
You could go right now and
pre-order it.
Maybe they had waves or something like that, and they hit the initial 100 wave.
Just like the Marvel versus Capcom 2. Like we could go everywhere and find one right now.
Or the
yeah. I mean, it's disappointing that they have to kind of do these kind of little tactics.
Yeah, like P-Dub says right there.
Great FOMO.
Delivery waves is what they have, and they probably did sell out the first 100.
Could be November, December.
Yeah, it was like Console Fanboy's video. I think he
What's
made
the
one
point
earlier.
of the first 100 though? If they got to come over in a full shipping crate, what did they?
Well,
did they mix a few things in a shipping crate? Was it not a full order? So
is Time Crisis on the shipping crate? I mean, we don't know. I mean, how many can they fit on a container?
I want to say it's 3,000.
Yeah, 2,500 or 3,000 is a good bet. Because usually they get 2 or 3 shipping containers manifest.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah, so
we've discussed this before. Remember, like the ALP, it would come out in waves. Like they would sell out, and then wave 1, wave 2, and right through. I hate to compare this to the ALP versus
And they're still doing that with KI Cab.
Yeah.
They keep finding waves of those.
I mean,
right? They thought they were sold out, but then they found some more.
Yeah.
And the ones that they found are $6.99. I mean, I don't know where those were hiding.
Those are premium.
They don't have as much dust on them. That's
Perfect
why.
condition.
Yeah, no dust. So clear.
Todd, Carl asked if you moved to Canada.
Who, me? Yeah. I'm in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the House of the Rising Sun right there.
That looks like
I'm
Canada.
waiting for the light.
Yeah, the Lion King. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Even though it says Thundercats up in the
It does say
corner.
Thundercats.
Yeah, I can't wait to be in Nerd Lounge 2.0, so you guys won't have to see stock photos, right?
No, we like it. I told Mike if then I would. Have like the Castle of Grayskull behind me or something?
Yeah. I tried to find the Avengers Tower and it didn't work for me. So, yeah, obviously you guys aren't interested in the casino cat. I don't think anybody on the panel is going to buy one. I think I'll watch it, and if it gets down to $250, I may buy it.
Well,
Do you think that's a fair price?
Yeah, that's a fair price, and I'll look for reviews on it, see what people think of it. And it doesn't have replayability, doesn't have that longevity of being just every now and then come back to it and play it.
Unless you really like Wheel of Fortune.
Right.
I'm gonna compare this to the bowling game on Golden Tee. When you're cooking a pizza, it's a perfect game to play. When you're preheating that oven, you get a couple of games of bowling. Same thing with Wheel of. You're playing that, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's the type of machine this is, you know. And if you have a man cave or something, and you have the buck hunter, you have the Golden Tee, this is perfect for it. You just put that down there, get that bar area. People would go, you know, people would check it out. That's the kind of machine it is. You know, we're not going to put it in our arcade room, but there's places for this. Just not at $5.99.
Yeah, no way.
No way.
Would
Matt,
anybody reskin it? Would anybody reskin it if they could? If they bought it for $250, would you reskin it?
Well, could you do something to the base, like to put some more lights on the bottom? It's just so plain.
Yeah. Sure
I'm just curious. Like, could you soft mod it and turn it into like a Fruit Ninja cab where you could go like that? Would I'm childish. That's where mine. Like, you see touchscreen. Like, my favorite touchscreen game of all time is Fruit Ninja. So
I need to die for Bobby Vu to do something crazy with it.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to order it?
I'd be more in for a Fruit Ninja machine than I would a Wheel of Fortune, honestly.
A Fruit Ninja?
Yeah. I'd be all for that.
That'll be fun.
Well, I guess we'll see what people do with it.
Especially if it's Android based, you can easily probably put that APK on there.
I like Jason M. He would reskin it for Halloween.
Oh God, Andy said an Atari 50th skin. Oh geez.
I think P-Dub should reskin it as a Qbert machine, just for fun.
Speaking of it, Bobby is in the chat, so
there you go.
I'm wondering if Bobby will let us know what he's planning to do with this, because I'm sure he's got one on order, right?
Why not?
Come on, Bobby Vu, tell us what you got, buddy. You got one of these coming? We'd love to hear.
He's got 6 of them coming.
6 of them coming?
3 are giveaways.
Awesome.
That guy's too.
I would play to win one. Would you play to win one?
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't think I'd play to win one because I wouldn't want to take it from somebody that. I wouldn't want to take it from somebody that really would want it and has a space, because I honestly, even if I won one and got one for free, I don't think I'd put it in my game room.
Dang it, that was going to be my giveaway too.
Wait, when you got it for $250, is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just comes down to like last week or the week before with the Tempest and stuff. Like, it was down to like $100 or something.
Correct.
And I was like, that's a screaming deal for, an arcade 1-up. But I was like, I still can't. I don't know.
Where am I going to put it?
Where would I put it?
And you can't the shape, like you couldn't repurpose it, like that many cabs. You couldn't like reskin it to make it something else because the shape is so wonky.
Yeah. Same thing with this Casino Cade. Unless we get Bobby Vu, get us a Fruit Ninja.
Yep.
Needed Fruit Ninja. I'd be
Hey.
all
Well,
over
Bob,
it.
you could on the top, and then you put one on the bottom too.
Hmm.
No, that'd be cool.
There you go. Ideas.
There you go.
Well,
Like the
Bobby
bicycle.
said no on the casino cage, so I guess we're out of luck. Oh boy. I would like to see if somebody would eventually take this and put the 17-inch screen in its place. Either mod it or take that PCB out and put it in an actual.
Well, it's a tablet, right? It has to be touchscreen.
Yeah, I guess, but doesn't most of the button functions still work though?
I don't
Couldn't
know
you
how that
just-
works.
Somebody will figure it out. Somebody will
Okay.
figure out how to make this thing a 17-inch screen. And
Team Coder, where are
possibly-
you at?
Will they
You-
though? The people
I mean-
the people that are figuring those things out, are they actually going to even buy one of these?
Probably not.
I mean,
It's gonna, like most people said, it's gonna be in every nursing home across America.
Yeah.
With nobody really, any of us. Real quick, I did want to talk about their video. Did y'all all get to watch their hype video?
I saw Zohar's take on it.
I watch
that-
Wheel of
that
Fortune
Cringe
every
Fest.
night with my family.
I didn't see this.
I literally got maybe 30 seconds into it, and I said, "Nope, I'm done." It was a very, very strange
It
video.
didn't hype you up like it was supposed to.
Get toxic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that poor
Yeah.
woman. Yep.
That woman's face was so vacant. Like she just looked like she did not want to be there. It was
Yeah,
that
there was
bad.
so many people that it just was. It was sad, and here we are. We're talking about a company that has done really well, somewhat in the past for hype videos, and here we are looking at this thing, and it's very.
I don't know how
disappointing
you
to me.
could hype that up though.
They need to change that video filter. Like, quit with the
Yeah.
retro video VCR filter. Get rid of that, man.
And I mean, Rich Dello says, Cyrus is the odd bird. Honestly, I think he's a nice guy from what I've seen with some of his interviews and stuff like that. So I don't know.
He's a nice guy. He's very smart, but he just comes off as,
Yeah, and it was weird. It was just weird. So
him hyping it up just sounded fake.
I mean, if you can't get somebody super positive about that particular product,
Yeah, like Wheel of
maybe-
Fortune is a hard thing to hype up. Like
It
NFL
is.
Blitz, that was one thing, or if they come
It
out with
is.
WrestleFest, you can only do so
Yeah.
much with Wheel of
Someone's got
Fortune.
to do it though. I mean, I'm not gonna fault Cyrus for doing that.
Nah.
Oh no, right? They
I
had
don't
to do
know.
it. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
It's his job.
They
It's
probably
what he's
did his
gotta
best.
do.
Is what they could do.
I mean, he is the marketing guy, so I
Mhm.
mean, that's
But it was just a disappointing thing. And like I said, I got 30 seconds into it. I'm
Was
sure
it-
there's other things on about it that I just couldn't
Yeah.
watch it.
They did one for every deluxe cabinet. They did one for Class of '81 for Mortal Kombat 2. I mean, they're all bad, right?
So let's see how Time Crisis is when Time Crisis comes out. That'll be fun to watch, right? See how they can hype Time
Yeah.
Crisis up.
just get rid of that video filter, please. I'm getting better at editing. I'll edit their videos.
Arcade One Up, if you're listening, let us help you make the
Yes.
videos from now on. I think we could hype this Casino Cade more than you guys could at this point.
Maybe that'll be a
Same.
video idea for somebody. Create your own casino
Yeah.
cave hype video.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could have a contest.
Yep.
The winner gets their video played for them.
Yeah.
Be the official
Okay.
We
Arcade One Up
really
video.
we really need to get Console Fanboy a date. My God.
Hey, she's not a bad GIF, man.
Well, let's move on to the next topic.
What is that
So-
next topic?
Right?
So the countercade.
Interesting.
So this came
Now-
out of nowhere. I mean, guys,
Yeah.
somebody sent me this image. They gave me a heads up. When was that? Friday night?
Yep.
Literally before
Chaotic,
Brian.
you were part of that too, weren't you? You were kind of seeing this as well, right?
Yeah. I was with the chat with y'all on this.
And then, well,
So-
that's when he came up with the Atari 50, like 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a gentleman comment, and he said, "Hey, Wayfair is going to have this countercade, and I want to say, sometime in August, right? A couple of weeks from now." And I found it. I'm like, I had no idea about this. And then we were just talking before the show, and I saw Street Fighter 2 countercade, same kind of form factor, that one player, that one joystick. But it's interesting. The best thing is, guys, is for the people who don't have room.
Yep.
They can still get some of these titles.
Yep.
You have a small apartment or something.
It's a good looking cab. Like it's
I'm all
tastefully
over
done.
It is.
Look, my mom wants a Mrs. Pac-Man cab, and she loves my Class 81. This would be
Yeah.
perfect for her, honestly. She can play this in her bed.
I'm super interested in this. I build
True.
one of my risers for
Or
it,
your custom
Yeah.
risers there. Be perfect.
and I'd be all over this. I don't have a Miss Pac-Man, so but
likewise.
I wouldn't have an entire big full size cab space for it, but I definitely
The game
like that.
lineup's great, Joel.
it's got
Did
a
you
nice
get all those
Pac-Man,
Galaga?
Galaga 88. I mean, that's
Well, why don't they just put the whole 14 on there, though? I don't understand.
they don't seem to understand that even if it's a small factor, we still want those games.
It can be
Yeah.
the same PCB. I mean,
Sure.
it's just-
Correct.
Yeah. The only thing that I am disappointed about these new countercades is that it doesn't have the light up marquee, which I mean that's an easy fix, but still,
Right.
they should have this standard on all of their products. I mean, if you're going to have a form factor this way, and have it at the price point that you're offering or asking for.
It's not like they reduced the price any more than.
And we know that they can do it because the two players are right there. So I don't understand why they just haven't.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it didn't have a light up marquee. That's extremely disappointing.
Yeah.
What were we talking about though? Was that Buck Hunter, Joel? With that didn't have the light up marquee. You're like, it's one of the cheapest things.
Yeah.
Factory and production.
I was pointing it out with just with the Yoga Flame.
Yeah, the peasant Yoga Flame that you got.
Yeah, the peasant Yoga Flame. All you got to do is you just put a flashlight behind it, and it, you got a light up marquee. So it's like really Arcade 1-Up. You're saving that much money by reducing like an LED strip. The port's already there to plug it in. The marquee is already translucent for the light. And you're reducing it by, subtracting maybe a, $2 to $5, LED strip or something, that it's like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully this one, they at least make it even harder for us. And that's just a wooden marquee
slab of wood
sticker on it. But then you really have to invest money to get
it is unfortunately I looked at because I just recently picked up the MK2 version of this and I'll try to do a quick video on it as soon as I get the move done, but it is just a piece of wood and it's so hard because it's got the dowels in it too, so you basically have to take that whole panel off just to get it off.
Yeah, I had to do that because I have a Pac-Man party gate
on
my door. So and that was the first thing I did when it arrived was upgrade the marquee to a lit marquee. But I was disappointed about that wooden marquee and just a sticker over it. But then I was like, okay, that it's cheaper maybe and everything. But then later on, down the road after a year or two, I got that Yoga Flame and saw how cheap they were on that with all they had to do was put a light in the back and it's lit. They didn't even cheapen it out for a particle board sticker.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm definitely, when this comes out, I hit the notify button once it gets back in stock or when the initial stock hits. I'm looking at picking this up as well to go with that MK2 I think they would look good next to each other. So I do have all these games in some other way, form, or factor, but I like how you can utilize these small countercades in spaces. So
What do you play them on, Todd? What's the most comfortable when you're playing your countercade?
We actually have a table, and hopefully it'll be when I do the Nerd Lounge 2, you'll get to see it. It's a perfectly circular table, and it's just the right height. I want to get some stools, like the little adjustable 21-inch stools, but it's perfect for that. Just the right, right at where you're looking down on it, but you're not looking like really down on it.
Right.
So I think it's 36, 37 inches high is usually the best that I've found. I'm sure. I know a lot of people have built, kind of like counter bars or whatnot for them.
Like
but
Fox did one. It was tastefully done.
Mm-hmm.
I had
do
a
you
concept.
anchor it down? Did you just let it sit on the
countercade?
table? Yeah.
It has enough weight on it that even with my strength, I haven't been able to.
It's the party cades, Mike. The party cades are the ones that need that.
Yeah, I need a little more support.
Those feet on them.
So.
I don't own one, but they look like cool little collector's items. Not as not as cool as like New Wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as cool as New Wave, but these are nice.
Right. I mean, a New Wave, you're just gonna admire it on the shelf.
Right. That's a shelf item. This is a death.
No, I'm beating Ghosts and Goblins. I don't care.
I can't wait until we go to Cleveland and go to their booth. I want to see what they offer.
Yeah, no doubt.
I want to dive into that and see if I could really find something that I could really enjoy with it. Because I don't know. I never held one. I never had one in my hand, so I don't know what the expectations are. I know Matt's got what? You got Food Fight now from P-Dubs, right?
Yep, that's correct.
And you enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I was very impressed by its build quality. Like it's built like a tank. Like it's not to be mean. It's probably built better than the arcade one-ups.
Yeah. Well, they put a little more detail in it. Yeah.
Is it plastic? Is it wood?
It's wood.
Oh,
Right.
it's wood.
Is it really wood? I thought it was like ABS plastic.
No.
Wow.
See, now I'm even more interested.
Yeah.
When does yours come, Mike? How long?
I think November. Yep, that's when the Ghosts and Goblins ones are expected.
Could you imagine if like when we go to Cleveland and they announce what their secret thing that they've been working on is a 3/4 scale?
Ooh.
Like buy Arcade One Up. I'm going to New Wave, even though it's probably going to cost 3 times as much.
Correct.
I buy.
It's gonna be pricey if that's what it is.
Right, but if they're
quartercade ones cost about as much as an Arcade One Up.
But if they're building authenticity, looking artwork, cabinet, all the spills, everything that's all authentic, I'd rather pay that more premium price for something like that.
Or if they did titles that Arcade One Up hasn't, like let's say they did Hubert, right?
Right.
Or
a lot of these other ones that people
Food Fight, 1941, Hubert.
Yeah, Afterburner. Start getting all these games that people want.
Yeah. If they did a 3/4 scale, I would say buy Arcade One Up and go straight for that. Absolutely. Call me crazy.
Or you just
I'm not going to call you crazy.
Just another brand in your arcade room. You have your MVSX.
Yeah.
Your New Wave, your Arcade One Up.
Yeah, to me, that would be better competition for them, right?
Yep.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Someone doing exactly, or close to what they're doing, because the iArcade and At Games and them, they're not really doing what the Arcade One Up is doing.
No, they're not going for arcade accurate.
No.
Authenticity looking
nobody's
stuff.
really challenging them in that market.
No. Yeah, New Wave would be the closest thing to it, and even though it would be more premium, nobody would complain about the build quality of it at all.
Yeah, if it's the build is made right, then you could charge more.
Yeah,
no doubt.
So Matt, where do you have your Food Fight set up?
Oh, it's behind this.
Yeah.
So my wife wants me to build a shelf all the way around here and put more stuff up there. So
That's a good idea.
It's
Show
a good
up
idea.
around the
Yeah.
arcade, yeah.
Yeah. It also needs to not be 110 degrees outside, so that would I can open up the
That would
garage.
definitely help, right?
I wish my wife was saying, you know what? You need to build some more
Yeah,
shelves.
she's
to
usually
put
telling
more
me you
stuff.
need to take
get
down
more
some of those
stuff.
shows.
Oh. No, I am blessed. She encouraged, like, most of the time
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a no, it's just not now. Like, so no.
Yeah.
I'm blessed.
No doubt. So, gentlemen, the last topic of the night, Mega Man. Mike, it's all you, buddy.
Oh, Mega Man. Okay, so I take it most of you have played the Mega Man. And now my video was specifically on Mega Man 4, which I'm sure a lot of people haven't played. But I'm curious to hear any of your experiences with the Mega Man games on the NES or the Game Boy or even the Super Nintendo.
Well, I have to say that I do have that Mega Man mini console from Arcade 1-Up.
Oh, the blue one?
Yeah, the blue one. Yeah. And I wasn't, mostly because of the controller. Wasn't that the ROMs were bad or anything. Just
Not a fan
the
of it.
controller sucked. Yeah.
And it's a wonky controller too, because I have one of those too. I ended up getting something else because I want to build a Mega Man countercade, and so I got that originally to use as the build. But I don't know what coding it uses, but it's not like X input. It's completely different. It's like got a mixture of the two, and you need like a combination of two different encoders and stuff in order to like control.
Yeah,
one. It's so weird. No other controllers work.
Good on paper, but the idea just didn't get. And of course, they never came back and did anything with it. So, but you could. I got it on clearance. I don't know, Joel, if you got it on clearance or not too.
Oh
But
yeah,
for $20,
I think I picked mine up for like 15. Yeah, it was 15 or 20 bucks. It was cheap.
But I'd have to look at my list. I've got a couple different Mega Man games in my collection, but I played it as a kid, but recently I haven't played it. So,
well, if you haven't, I'm a big pusher of Mega Man 4. I know I said it in my video, and I know a lot of people will probably disagree strongly, but to me, it's my favorite Mega Man game on the NES because it takes what made 2 and 3 great, and I think it improved upon it.
Absolutely.
So, do yourself a favor if you go back and if you can find a way to play 4, just give it a shot. Because it's good. I mean, they're all good. Don't get me wrong. All 6 of them, you can't go wrong with it. And if you go to the Super Nintendo, the X series is even better.
It's dope.
Those are going to cost you a little bit of money, though.
I love those.
Yeah, Mega Man. I think X2 and X3 go for $300-$400 a piece.
Really?
It's a loose cart. Yeah, just a
I
loose
just
game.
play them on the LU.
I
There
had
you
Mega
go.
Man 2 for Game Boy
Yeah.
growing up, and that was like one of my go-to games that I.
Yeah, even on the Game Boy. Like I said, they're good even on the Game Boy, which you can't be
One
said
of the
for a lot of
games I have
games.
the most nostalgia for playing,
Yep.
other than like Turtles on NES.
What do we got? Oh, pulling up the Mega Man. Yeah, and even like the beginning animation of Mega Man standing on the deck of that ship as it's flying through space is like something that, I mean, that is insane animation for the NES.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the earlier games that struggled in that regard.
It was,
this
that
they
Ninja,
pushed the
no,
limits
that
of
Ninja
the-
Gaiden.
Yeah. No, this is just one that Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 came out, and then everybody moved on to 16-bit.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, and then Mega Man 4, 5, and 6 came out. So those 3 don't get a whole lot of love just because a lot of people were already past the NES at that point. But
Now,
they
Mike,
hold up really well.
Have you played Mega Man 11?
No, I haven't.
You need to
That-
try it
yeah.
out. That one brings back, it hits that nostalgia bug, of like Shredder's Revenge and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Of just a really well done modern remake, kind of it's done really well. I
Yep.
like it.
Yeah, this was a fun one to go back and play, and we beat the whole thing. So instead of posting a 3-hour long video of us playing it, I'm gonna break it up into segments. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, the thing I remember about Mega Man is like as a child, like it had that balance between like you wanted to break your controller or like frustration level, like memorization or timing.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
all
there
these
was
jumps.
really tough platforming
yeah.
elements in it.
But you know what? It wasn't unfair.
True.
Right?
No,
This game taught you to be good.
yeah,
The Mega Man series taught you to be good. Like if you died, it was your fault.
and it was cool because you can get different weapons and use all sorts of power ups and everything like that. It was pretty advanced for an NES game.
Correct. And the whole sequence where you had to beat one boss to beat another.
Yeah, there was
boss.
just the element of strategy to it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not an easy game. On the
No,
Switch.
none of them.
10-11.
What would you say the easiest one is, Mike, out of all the Mega Man?
The easiest one, probably 3. And none of them are very easy. 1 is extremely hard just because it's kind of
To me, 1 and 2 had the best like memorable bosses.
Yeah, 2 is always usually the majority favorite, and it is a really really good game. Yeah, I'd say 3 would probably be the one I could beat with the least amount of trouble.
What's on the Nintendo Mini? Is it 1 or 2? I think it's.
Well, I have no idea. I'm going to say probably 2, just because of how popular it is, but I don't know that for certain. Yeah, Collins is right. Easiest one would be if we're talking the Super Nintendo, then Mega Man X.
Yeah,
I mean it's still not an easy game, but yeah, those ones are fantastic. You said, Matt, you could play those on the ALU.
Yes, sir.
That would probably be pretty fun playing it on with arcade controls.
I mean, it's available on all the new consoles too, with the Legacy compilation or whatever. Legacy collection. They got Mega Man 1 through 6, and then they got the X compilation. Then they got the Battle Network compilation and the Zero compilation.
Yes, sir. And then they all age well, which is nice. Like some games, like you're like, this is garbage now, but
these age very very well.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I looked it up. Mega Man 2 is what's on the Mini. So,
Okay.
So they definitely went with the popular choice there. Yeah.
Probably even based on sales numbers. That was the highest.
I said that's the one everybody knew. By the time these ones came out, everybody was already on to 16-bit, bigger and better.
And what does Mega Man 4 go for now?
Boy, I think you could buy this one for $40, maybe $40 or $50.
What about 5 and 6?
5 usually that's the one that's going to cost you about $150 to $200, and 6 probably around $80. Yeah, those ones are fairly more expensive than. I think they're all kind of expensive, but the later ones are the ones that are going to cost.
Is there any game for any console that has had as many titles released for it as Mega Man? As far as like NES,
that's a good question.
It had what, 4?
6 on the NES.
Or 6 on the NES?
Yeah. It might be. I mean, unless you're counting like Call of Duty or something like that, but
even that, I don't know if they're.
And maybe they haven't had.
They have 6 titles launched during one console.
I don't know. That's a good research topic there.
Yeah. I mean, just for the one console lifespan of 6 titles for it,
As long as you didn't count like Mario, right? Because then you have like Mario 1, 2, 3, and like Mario Paint, like anything.
That's true. Mario's missing, and did he just throw
Mario,
up? Oh, come
on! I won't
mention that again.
Mario missing. Come on. We're not going to play that on game night.
No.
Oh, come on.
Unless you want to do like an educational night with the kiddos.
This is not what we're going to play.
Mario's Time Machine going to.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
How long did you play the Nintendo for, Mike, before you got the Super Nintendo?
Oh, So I was
about 90?
91 is when the Super Nintendo came out. So I was a late to the game on all of them. I didn't get my NES, I don't think, until like 1989. And that, or maybe even 1990. So getting another console like the next year or two was like out of the question. So
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
yeah, we played that. I think it was like 93 or maybe even 94.
Yeah.
Before I got
Never
my
had
Super
a-
Nintendo.
I never
When
had
did when did PlayStation come out in N64? Was that like 96?
96,
PlayStation came out in 94, 95.
maybe 95, and then I
And
think 64 was
64
96.
came out same time too.
What did you guys get? Did you go N64 or did you go PlayStation?
I stuck with Nintendo, and
I went
N64.
PlayStation.
I went PlayStation too.
I didn't. I
Really?
stuck with the Nintendo. And that was my last Nintendo console.
So I got it for my birthday, and my birthday was on a school day, and my parents gave it to me like in the morning before the bus and stuff. So I got to play it for like 20 minutes before the bus came, and then I had to wait like the rest of the day going through school.
Now that is cruelty right there.
That's torture.
It
Exactly.
was pretty rough.
Right.
It was a
You
rough
learned nothing
day.
that day, right?
Yeah, I learned nothing.
You learn that school sucks.
Yeah.
So
I
while
mean,
you guys were getting PlayStations and 64s, I was buying my own Virtual Boy and playing that.
And here it's worth by far the most money.
And you have to.
Yeah, I do have 2 of them. Yes.
That's crazy.
No, I got the N64 mainly because of the they had all the cool wrestling games, and that was my peak of my wrestling fandom. Was
You have Blitz for 64?
yeah,
NFL Blitz?
yep.
My favorite game was Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey.
I loved that game.
Yeah.
That was one of the first games I got for it.
Mm-hmm.
GoldenEye was another classic.
I remember I had a best friend who had Nintendo 64, and he would always bring over Star Fox 64.
That's another great game. That's a very, very underrated system.
Yeah. The multiplayer on that was just a fun time, and I regret not ever buying it until I got older. I wish I could enjoyed it when I was a kid, but
right, because running around playing Ocarina of Time was
right.
It like blew your mind.
Right, and I think I would have enjoyed it more if I got to play it as a kid. But that PlayStation was out, and I saw Twisted Metal, I saw Resident Evil.
Yeah, and you're like, CD games,
I was like, this is the future.
It was.
Well, it was just so
And
much different, It just looks so good.
Yeah.
And that Nintendo 64 controller still just, what were they thinking on that one?
I didn't like it, Mike.
You needed to be like Goro to be able to hold that thing correctly,
Yeah, what is it? There's that meme where it's like, here's how you hold a Nintendo.
Yeah, here, and then a third hand comes in.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jason asked a good question. I'm sorry, Matt.
No, I'm just saying I may be the odd man out. I've never owned a PlayStation product at all. Like we've either had Nintendo or Sega, but we've never had Sony anything. So
I guess we need to start a fund. Get them a PlayStation.
Oh no, I'm good.
Jason posed a good question. What was y'all's first all night session with a video game? Obviously, I love Sega Master System, so he played the Phantom Star. It skipped the next day. He was in so much trouble. Did any of y'all ever do an all-night session?
Is this like not going to sleep at all?
I think so.
Yeah. So okay. So I have done that with a friend of mine, and it was Grand Theft Auto 2 for the original PlayStation. I never played Grand Theft Auto before, and I went over to my buddy's house, and I couldn't sleep. I was just that it was like the greatest game I had ever played. And I don't know if you even remember the old Grand Theft Autos, that they were like top down. The cars and the people look like little micro machines.
It was fun.
But it was so much fun though.
Yeah. My first memory of an all-nighter was the original Resident Evil for PlayStation. That's that's the only one I can really remember, the earliest I can remember. I mean, I know I had Halo 1 campaign and Halo 2 campaign. Me and a friend did co-op all night on those. But Resident Evil is the earliest one I can remember. Like me and my friend, we started like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we played it till I don't know 8 in the morning the next day, trying to beat that game. So,
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
I don't know if I played all Super Star Wars all night, but I mean, when I had Super Star Wars and Super Empire Strikes Back, I mean, I would play that all the time. I never beat Return of the Jedi, but those were great.
Oh yeah, they still, and those are other ones that they hold up really well.
Man,
they're still fun to play.
I
They're
don't know,
still
Super
tough.
Empire Strikes Back is great. I love that game.
Again, Matt, you can play those on the ALU, right?
Yes, sir.
Man.
But you can't put that cheat in there. Remember that cheat? Like, I don't know if it was.
Oh, you can't put any cheat codes on.
Yeah.
I know the cheat code works for Contra. The up, down, down, left, right, left, B. It works on the ALU, but no. So as in like staying up all night, my dad. It kind of works, but not. My dad was a machinist, and he worked 3 to 3 like his whole life. And so we would stay up all night on Friday night to see when my dad would come home. And so when he got home, he would play either Contra with us or something that was 2-player at the same time. So, but it wasn't staying up all night like on purpose. It was just to wait for my dad to get home.
It counts.
What about you, Joel?
I've been trying to think. I don't know. I was really into just hooked on Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation.
That's another one.
I remember that one just being glued to that for a long time and not being able to put it down. I don't know if I like pulled a complete all-nighter trying to play it or not, but that's one I remember just being stuck on for one of the earliest ones that I was stuck on for just a long time that I just couldn't walk away from.
Yeah. I think probably my memory of doing an all-nighter was just with my father. He was Navy, and then when he came home during the summers or whatnot, we'd play Super Mario Brothers 3 because he could go through the whole game. He would do a full setting, and teaching me how to get through the full game was the goal. But yeah, I remember 2 or 3 in the morning just playing with him as he was trying to complete the game and teach me how to complete the game. So.
How'd you beat that last board?
Oh,
that tank, right?
Yeah.
The secret is to save your P-wings.
Yeah.
I could never save it.
Yeah.
Now I do. Wasn't my own all-nighter, but I think I've mentioned before. Like my dad was never like a big gamer or anything. Like him and I, we played NHL hockey on Sega Genesis and stuff all the time, and him and I would play the crap out of that. But I do remember on the NES, my dad got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for it, and he was really into that. I remember one night going to bed and he was playing it when he kind of after we had first got it. And I woke up like the next morning and he had every single level's code written down in the back of the book. And he had he had finished, he beat the game, and he had written down every one of the passcodes or whatever to get you could jump to each one of the levels and stuff.
That's fantastic.
So he really liked Mike Tyson's Punch-Out there for.
Yeah, that helped out because you could always skip to it now. Yeah, unless you didn't have Nintendo Power Magazine.
Yeah.
You didn't have the codes.
Yeah, I remember always, growing up, I had all those it wasn't cheat codes. It was the codes for each level. You could jump to any, match you wanted, basically.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, guys, we've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes. You guys ready to wrap this one up?
One more quick thing. If anybody catch Rad Skull's live stream.
Uh-oh.
That was great.
I missed it. What'd you talk about?
They Mr. Dakota was their guest, and he showed that Revolution X could run on it.
Yep.
Really?
With descendant light guns. They said they had a hard time setting up the controls for it, but once they got it running, it was perfect.
Yep. It was smooth.
So smooth. And also, they also have taken over the online servers. So they have their own private server run by Team Encoder, so you can play online again with your arcades. But I
Has
think
anybody tested it yet? Obviously,
they were testing it on the stream.
okay.
And there was some bugs and some kinks. I guess the servers were screwing up at the time, but they did play it earlier that day, and everything was working flawlessly. You just got to make sure you got to get that Team Encoder board. And Mr. Encoder actually put on Reddit yesterday that Custom Arcades, once they get through like batch number 3, they're done with it. They're not going to make any more.
What?
So everybody's got to make sure if you want that board from Mr. Encoder, the Mr. Encoder board, you got to order it. They're still on batch 2, but I think once they get through with batch 3, they're done. They ain't gonna make any more.
Man, come on.
It's affordable. That was like $30.
Yeah, after shipping, it was like 34.
Yeah,
I know, but-
35 if you want it like expedited to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess
Jason
I
says
need to get
batch
on
2
that.
is it. There's 2 days left.
Well, I guess one of you guys needs to send me the link because I need to get that thing ordered.
okay.
Bill, I know you've been on the fence about it, but I think you should pull the trigger and just have one.
Watching
Yeah.
that live stream last night convinced me. That's why I was
I know
like,
you're
I
kind of
gotta buy
hesitant
it.
about wanting it. And I might even take the ferry over and do the install for you or something if we have to. But it probably wouldn't be a bad thing just to have on hand. In case.
Yeah,
Does it
especially-
work on the gold?
Oh,
It,
that's right.
it does not work on the
Oh,
gold,
it doesn't work on the gold. I forgot.
but they're still working on that. They're still testing that.
Never mind.
We could do a walk and talk, Joel. We could do like the ferry walk and talk.
Yeah.
Silver Lake, Michigan.
My wife
Yeah.
was just telling me this tonight at dinner. Apparently, the Badger is out of commission for the season. So
Oh,
I don't know
really?
what's up with that, but yeah.
Huh.
One less ferry running across there.
Have you ever taken the ferry over here?
We did it once for
Yeah.
a couple. It was before JoJo, so it's probably been 5 years or so. But we went over there for a wedding and took the ferry across. It was a pretty good time.
This is
It's
crazy,
long.
isn't it?
It's better than
Lake
driving
Michigan's
now.
just so big.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been a great show. Any final thoughts before I hit this button?
Hey,
Just to state the obvious, it was pleasant. Everybody sharing like stories about their fathers or their. That was nice.
yeah.
We should do more of that. I think we should do more back in the thing. Oh, I'm getting the boo again. I guess.
Saying wants us to go for 24 hours in the worst way.
Oh,
Yeah. Don't listen to him. He wants 24-hour stream, Todd.
well, once
We're
I get
great.
moved, we'll talk about doing a 24-hour stream.
All right.
Oh,
We'll have to
Again
start like
tomorrow.
Friday night or something.
Tell you what, everybody that's in chat, share Arcades Anonymous channel with your friends. Have them subscribe. You get us to 1,000, we can't say no, man. 1,000 we can do.
You're
24-hour
killing.
stream.
We got some plans
Look at
for.
Phil's face. Look at
Hey.
Phil's face.
We're already getting plans for giveaways for when we hit 500
We want
subs.
500. We want
If we hit
500
1,000
for
subs, I would be on board for trying to pull off some sort of 24-hour.
I would do it. I'd go for it. I could
Yeah. If we do it,
talk
if
and
we
play
did,
some
all
NES
right.
games for a couple hours.
It's true.
Yeah.
We could multitask, right? Play
Mhm.
games and stream at the same time.
Is the
Sure.
three of us on top here are always up the earliest. I know that Todd and Mike are up the same time I am every morning. Like we will have
So
to take off.
we'll get the morning shift. You three get the evening shift.
That's all right, man. I can pull an all-nighter. I still got it in me.
Yeah.
Something tells
Help us.
me we're gonna do a couple all-nighters in Cleveland.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think. Oh, we all are.
We better get
Oh,
the
Lord,
coffee
help me.
ready.
I'm gonna piss my wife off with that. But you can sleep.
All right.
You can sleep in the car. We're having fun.
Make sure we got some strong coffee in Cleveland. All right, everybody.
Yeah, big
I'll
time.
bring some liquid death.
Liquid Death. Okay, great. All right, guys. Always been a pleasure. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We want to get to 500 as soon as possible.
We got a riser to give away.
We got a riser to give away. We're
We're
going to
gonna
come up
get
with
some other
more
stuff,
great
too.
prizes
Yeah, we'll get
too.
more.
We'll get tons of
We're-
stuff, but you got to help us get to 500.
We're all going to
So-
come up with something, guys. Get us
Yeah.
to 500,
I
and
got
then
a Batman
worth it.
Eagle Moss Batman diecast tumbler.
I got emulation handheld.
So
We're going to do it. But we got to get to that 500. So help
more
us
stuff
out,
to
spread the word. We'd love to have you part of the channel, and that's all I got, guys. Anything
Thanks
else?
everybody in the chat for sticking around tonight. We really appreciate
You
it.
guys rock. Thank you.
We
Yeah,
love
thanks,
you.
guys.
We love every one of you.
Yeah, y'all
Thank
are
you
the
so
best.
much. And you guys, I will see y'all soon. Have a good night.
Bye guys. Have a good night.
guys.